Hey, happy Friday. Hopefully our audio's okay. I took a chance and plugged the mic back in because it was doing it last time without the mic. Let me know. Let's see. Harry, you made it. I'm happy to see you're up and about. Robbie Altree, Torp, Mark, Hedgeville, West Virginia. Christina made it. Cool. All right, wiring with Tracy. That's a pretty interesting find. 1979 Ford F-250 heater core all season fits. Most 55 and 56 non-deluxe. Very cool.
Hey, Tony G.
Gordon Walker made it.
Hey, Hubie.
Tony's here. Rick made it. Hubie's here.
Hey, Gordon. Hey,
Lonnie, what's happening? How's everybody doing?
The gang's all here.
Frank made it. Frank's here. What's going on, Frank? How you doing, buddy? Started off right. Let's have a sip. Well, I'm sure most of you saw we got the car cranked up. We started off with a really good weekend. We took the car out for a little ride around the block. It runs really well. It does. The one thing is I don't trust the gauges, so I'm actually.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, Josh. Kim actually called me, and I was out there putting in new odometer gauges. I got the Pro Comps. I feel more comfortable. They come with their own senders. I think that was the problem with the other gauges, and the directions don't tell you which senders to use, and they were not reading correctly, and I did not feel comfortable.
Hey, Henry. Hey, Kevin. Glad you made it, Henry. Are you feeling okay?
Josh, Henry. Paul White made it.
Hey, Paul White.
Thanks, Paul. Yeah,
We missed you last week, Henry. I was wondering what you had for dinner.
It started off as a great week for us, Paul.
Hey, One.
One made it. What's happening? Tim Windsor made it.
Tim Windsor from Delaware.
You keep track of everything, huh?
Did turning the fan work out? Hey, Peachar.
Oh, what I ended up doing.
David Holloway.
I'm just going to hold on to that 16-inch fan. It came with the radiator. I ordered a shroud with two 10-inch fans on it. Now it's coming. I think they said maybe it'll be here Monday.
Two Babe.
Hey, Two Babe. And so we're going to go with two 10-inch fans. And honestly, I was looking at everything. The problem, I have no room between the radiator and the pulley for the water pump. If I have to, I'll have to get a short snub water pump and move the alternator to the other side. Excuse me. But I'm hoping that the two fans, the way they're positioned, they're split, and I'm hoping there'll be just enough room for clearance. We'll see. If not, we'll make the change. We'll do what we need to do.
Hey, Kevin, how's Kim doing? She doing okay after her accident? Poor Patsman thinks he's going to have to run a short pump.
I tell you, Rick, the pump that's on mine's a long snout, and it's only because it was already on the engine when I bought it. The short snout's the way to go. It's the hot rodder dream. It gives you what? I can't remember. It's been so long. I think it's like 1.5 inches. I mean, I haven't messed with that kind of stuff since I was a kid. But I mean, there's like it buys you a lot of room. You go from having zero room where you can't even get a piece of paper in there to 1.5 inches.
Hey, like Don, did you have a good birthday?
Happy birthday, belated, Don.
Did your wife buy you a new car? What was he looking at the other day that I was mad at? Like Blazer or Bronco?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the short snub's the way to go if you're starting off on the bill. But like I said, if worst case scenario, I got to get a short snout. But then at that point, we got to move the alternator to the other side and down because it will not, the stud for the battery wire will not go between the head. It's already, I've only got about a 1/4 inch between the head and the stud on the back of the alternator. So it's like I'm dancing and I'm fighting everything.
Did you notice how he changed the subject real quick when I was talking about a Blazer and Bronco? How he changed the subject real quick.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I actually have
BBK.
I actually have an inch to take the radiator forward, but if I do that, then I have to take the drain off of it, off the radiator. And I hate not having a drain because then you just got to undo the hose, and you guys know it just whoosh. I like having a petcock under there where you can just open it up and drain it out nice. So we'll see what happens. I mean, like I said, the shroud and the fan should be here Monday or Tuesday. It's supposed to rain all weekend, so I got a bunch of garage work to do. I pulled the power steering pump out of the C30 last night. I can get all the parts cleaned up, and maybe Kim and I could take a ride tomorrow.
Maybe.
And get the power steering pump.
I like how he told that story last week, and he said my dad gave him the Trans Am one. That wasn't my dad's to give away. I bought that Trans Am.
I mean,
that was mine.
Kim's dad's mad at me, so he might not talk to me. But if I called there or if Kim called there, he would say the truth. He gave me that car, not you.
Wasn't his to give.
But he gave it to me. He made it seem like it was. He said it was his. It was on his property.
You're lucky we were married at the time.
We were
married.
The car was on his property. You kind of abandoned it on his property.
Because we moved to California.
You weren't driving the car when we dated. You had the little Le Mans. You abandoned.
It was mine still.
She abandoned the car.
Okay, so you haven't driven the 55, so I guess that's mine.
No, that's mine. I drove it Saturday.
But up until Saturday, or no, Sunday.
Oh. The Nova can be yours. Yo, Terry, what's going on?
What's poor person going to watch the Joker?
No, Henry, I don't feel like I need that. I feel like what I need is a shroud. And I can't listen. When we pulled in the set, we went around. Phil and I took the long block around. We went down Creek Road and all that. So it's about 3.5, 4 miles. And when we got up to the 7-Eleven, we sat through 2 lights. And I thought I smelled a whiff of antifreeze. And the gauge for the water was not working. Because, like I said, it would go from nothing all the way up, then back down. So I'm thinking my car's overheating. I'm going to blow a head gasket, blah, blah, blah. So I pull into the 7-Eleven. I pull into the 7-Eleven, and I shut the car off, but leave the power on and let the fan run. The fan ran for 3 minutes tops and shut off. So, and I think the on-off switch is not right for the fan either. I think it came with the relay stuff I bought, and it was like 175 off, 185 on. I got a 200 185 that I just got from Amazon. So we'll get that corrected. So like I said, it ran for 3.5 minutes and shut off. So I wasn't anywhere past 200, 210 at the most.
That is a long light, Henry. He shouldn't have gone that way.
Yeah, it is a long light. It was 2 lights long. Well, the problem was the traffic. It was that time of day with the traffic. Usually, if you hit it just right, you'll be all right. But it was one of those days where I had to sit through 2 lights.
Tell your wife thanks to, babe. And yes, I guess I get the Nova instead of the Trans Am one.
So yeah, like I said, we're going to mix it up a little bit. I'm going to finish the passenger side floorboard on the Nova. I was going to do it this week, but it was like this was a pretty crazy week
Jesus.
For me. I had a lot going on around here.
You worked overtime.
I worked overtime, but I also had stuff. I did stuff around the house every time I came home. So don't say that I didn't. What? Are you saying I didn't?
All I know is I've been doing stuff around the house, cleaning and stuff, which you haven't done in months and months.
But what did I do? I kept the grass cut. I cleaned up the dog crap, so you didn't have to worry about that. What else did I do?
Ooh, wedding season. That's right.
Take a sip, y'all.
You're making me miss Jesus. It's Jesus' birthday.
Happy birthday, Jesus. And like I said, we just missed Dawn's 2 days ago. Dawn's was on the 12th. We got a lot of April babies in here, man.
Big Jobs was Sunday.
Big Jobs was Sunday. See?
That sounds like fun, poor possum.
Take a sip, Jesus. Happy birthday. But like I said, it's supposed to rain all weekend. I'm going to try to get on and off the C30 as much as I can. I'm going to go out and, man, I'll tell you, that was I don't know if you guys remember them, the old square bodies, the 83. I mean, it's a terrible job to get that pump out, that power steering pump. And man, you could tell it's like whoever had the truck before me didn't want to do it. I mean, you should feel that shaft. It's terrible. That's why the whole front of the truck's soaking wet with oil.
You go to, babe.
So, but the good news too is that we picked the correct hoses from Rock Auto. There was no issues. Everything was correct.
Terry Mutt's birthday's this week.
It is. See, everybody's their birthdays in April. We got a bunch. Happy birthday. We got another.
Oh, Big Jobs was Saturday. Sorry, Big Job. I said Sunday.
Now there's the first local cafe coffee morning thing for like car shows that they have in our area. Is actually only 2 miles from the house. I'd love to take the car over and just hang out for a little bit. I just don't know if we're going to be able to because I'm going to be right in the middle of all that fan stuff, and it's kind of hinges on if I can get Phil to come over during the week because it's kind of tough. He's got a lot going on too. I mean, he helped me a lot to get that car going this past Saturday. I can't thank that guy enough. And the thing with the fan, there's like a question. There's like one article I read. I don't know if it's true or not. There's like they say you should have, if you run 2 fans, you should have 2 relays, and if you run one, you should have a high amp relay or whatever. Ours is 40. It's like, so Phil thinks it's all right, but I'm getting stuff that comes with the shroud and the fans we bought, and I mean we'll see what we have and make whatever we have work. But it's going to be my job to get that shroud fitted before I even bother inviting Phil over, because I don't want him standing around while I'm trying to get the stuff together. So I got to get it put together before I do anything else. We'll see what happens.
You got to sign the taxes.
That's another thing too. We got the tax bill, so any chance of getting a race trailer this year is out. I mean, we expected a big tax bill because of selling our investment property. We understand capital gains, and we expected a certain amount. It wasn't double, but it was a lot more than what we expected.
It was almost double.
It was almost double what we expected. Apparently, we used up all our write-offs for the 7 years we rented it, and they just whacked us, man.
Hey, shop cat.
And so maybe next year. It is what it is. I'll have to get a nice cover and make sure I just work on the Nova. It's going to be on the outside. I could pull it inside for a day and pull it right back out because the 55 don't sleep outside. I still got to paint that car. Howie Mook. So I still got to paint the 55. So we're going to be doing that in between everything else. I think it's going to be fun kind of juggling things around. It gets old working on the same one every day. So I'll be able to go out and do some C30 work. I'll be able to do some patch panel on the Nova.
That's so nice of you to say, Tony G.
And get some stuff done on the 55. Like this weekend, I'm probably going to do like garnish mold stuff around the inside windshield to get my wind lace straightened out. I'm going to be doing, because it's going to rain. So, but I got to work with whatever the weather is. That might help Kim. Kim, are you making a video this weekend for your show?
I think I'll make a video, but just do one craft.
So I'll probably help Kim a little bit get her stuff set up because the footage we're battling. It's like she likes to have the camera overhead, and that one camera I can't seem to get it to zoom right, and her projects are too up close. So we definitely have to improve on. I think I want to try the other camera, or try to get the super angle. I think maybe we're gonna mess with it this weekend because we got to get better with her production. We got to do better.
Yeah, one. That was a little, because that was the craft I did in the middle.
Yeah.
But I told him I wanted that one first, and
Yeah, we had to juggle a lot of stuff around.
he was being very grumpy.
I was tired. I legitimately was tired. What she was
Thanks,
requesting was not hard
Hey,
or,
give blood.
or anything like that. We don't have any audio problems this week. Anybody complain about audio?
No, not
problems?
yet. Hey, Rip.
Yo, what's going on, Rip? How you doing, buddy?
Shop Cat's 35 away.
From 1,000.
Randy Ryan.
Good for him. Yo, Randy, good thing you're here. I've been waiting.
Hey, Houston.
I got a mail from Randy. Columbus, Ohio it came from.
It's just gonna be black, Houston.
Yeah, we're painting it 55, Houston. We're painting it black, and we're gonna have some really cool lettering on there and some decent graphics. I think $1.25 Crafts is gonna put some nice stuff on there for me. I'll get her out there.
I'm not finished with toolbox.
Hmm.
Phil doesn't
We'll
have
get some
any,
stuff
Phil,
done.
the bucket doesn't have any eyes on the toolbox.
Yeah, we gotta get some eyes on Phil the Bucket.
Oh, Cat's Angels. Hey, what's up?
Man, thanks a lot, buddy. Randy sent us a nice Easter card. Couldn't let this day roll by without a great big Easter high. Looking forward to seeing the 55 rolling down the street. Happy Easter, Randy Ryan. Hey, Randy, thanks a lot, dude. Appreciate
That
it.
sounds cool.
That is
Houston.
nice. Look at that, huh? Very nice. Thank you, buddy.
Aw, little bunny and chick.
Yeah, and Randy, we got the 55 out this past weekend, and like I said,
Thanks, Randy.
if had I not got cute with the gauges, I really like those bevel gauges, and that's why I bought them. I thought they would work, but I kind of knew there was going to be a problem when I looked at the directions, and there was no what sender to use. So I bought what I thought would work, and it didn't. So it is what it is. No, the sender for the oil sender that's on the 55 now. I'm going to pull that off. I'm going to save that though. I think that's the sender for the 83 C30. It's for a 450 generation 454. So I'm going to look at the part number. I think I still have the box for it. So I'm going to look at the part number, and then I'm going to go to Rock Auto and cross-reference it. I'm pretty sure it's the exact one for that. But the water sender, there's no way to know what that one is. It was with the engine. So I just put it in a drawer. And the switch is no good. That came with the relay, and it's, like I said, it's 185 on, 175 off. That's too short of a cycle. That's why I said I bought a 200 185 off of the Amazon. So hopefully we got everything matched up now. We didn't cheap out on the gauges this time, and I'll show you the short tomorrow. I don't know why I picked the silverback gauges. I really like them. They look so nice on the internet. But then I sit there and I look at it in a car. It still looks really nice. Don't get me wrong. But it's like the gauge for the old Speedo's black, and the Don Garlett's backdrop is black. And I'm like, these are silver. But it's my brain. It's like, it's what I liked. So I bought it. And that's what I'm going to use now. And they're high end. They're really good gauges.
Can you put my link in there?
For your channel? Honey?
Yeah,
I can do that. Give me a second here.
Ryan's gonna put it in there for me, Joe.
Yeah, just give me a second, Joe. I'll get it right in there. I gotta go up in here first. It only takes a second. It's not a big deal. Let's go to your channel. We want to share. Copy link.
And we got to get our air conditioner fixed because.
Oh man, yeah. We've been trying to get my buddy Howard over here for 6 months, and he finally agreed. He said, "I'll be over Wednesday."
I did see that too, babe.
We have to have him Wednesday. If he doesn't come Wednesday, we're gonna have to call somebody because we don't have any air conditioning right now.
Silver, because they are stainless on the stainless.
All right, there's the link to Kim's channel, $1.25 Crafts.
Thanks for asking, Joe.
And I'll leave this. I'll turn the volume way down, and I'll put it up a second time in a little bit. But that's Joe. Thanks for asking.
You were
That's
there
good
too,
sound.
babe? That is crazy. I
Where?
didn't know you were there at the Masters where the trees were falling over.
Oh man.
Oh, that's nice, Kevin. I think we need a new one. It's been 20 years.
It's pretty close. It's pretty close. It's a really good set. It's a train. Back in the day, it was top of the line, but you know.
That's right, Terry. I can't live without my AC.
I know it, and I know it'll work. It's like I remember the last group that installed it. They were servicing it, and we got one of those lifetime warranties, and they ignore you after about 12 years. You call and you ask for an appointment. I called in January, and we had to have an appointment by September. They said they didn't have anything. It's a scam. So if anybody that ever tells you it's a lifetime warranty, they're lying to you. They'll come for like the first 5, 7, 10 years. After that, they start ignoring you. You get on the phone, it's like, well, we don't have anything. It's like, that's not my problem. It's your problem. And they're like, well, you have to have it serviced by us once a year in this time frame. So they beat you on that. They're scumbags.
That's cool too, babe. I didn't know you were from Augusta, Georgia. If you bet on the Oilers to win the first game, you can win an AC unit. What, just like a window unit one? Oh my gosh, Kevin's was 33 years old. Have to get it on the AC for Bob soon.
I put Kim's link in there one more time so everybody could see it.
And I went to church. When you went to church, there was lightning strikes on the inside of the church. Is that because you were in there, Big John?
Why you gonna say that? See, I ain't the only one she picks on, Ron.
It's the size of a doghouse. It does 1,400 square feet.
Hey, Swamp Thing. What's up, buddy?
Big Job. I'm just teasing you.
So I don't know. So it's like I said, this weekend it's going to be if we get breaks in the rain, I'll go out there and mess with the 50 or with the C30. Any downpours and stuff, I just probably stay in the shop. There's plenty to do on the 55.
Oh, thanks. He appreciates that Swamp Thing.
And I might even go out and get the welder out and start messing around with the Nova a little bit. Because once I get that floor painted, I want to get that passenger side. I bought that passenger side quarter. I'm going to slap that on. That'll be cool content. I never did a quarter on that on a unibody.
You got the hoses, right, from the truck?
Oh yeah, I got the hoses. The hoses, I have them. And what's interesting is one of the commenters from like Square Body Nation over on Facebook was explaining to me, I got to look real good. He said, if there's any fluid marks between the firewall and the brake unit, or between the brake master cylinder and the booster, then I would have to change my booster. And he was explaining how to do that. But I didn't see any fluid up there. I'm going to look again. The one place I might have a problem is on my steering box. I might have to put an end seal on that. I don't know if it was leaking from the hose down onto it. So what I'm going to do is I want to start with the power steering pump and the hoses. Then I want to power wash. I'm going to go down to the bubble place and get some of that degreaser, and I'm going to power wash under the truck real good. And then I'm going to put a piece of cardboard under there and really look for leaks. We're getting close. Hasn't he
retired yet, one? He should retire.
I also bought a set, and I have them out in the garage. I bought a set of valve cover gaskets. There is
spray bomb.
Hey, spray bomb. There is an oil leak on the back of the valve cover gasket on the driver's side. So we'll see. I don't know what's going on with the oil pan yet because the mess from the power steering is so bad. It's just blowing fluid everywhere, so you don't know what's what. Once I get this straightened out, like I said, I'll power wash it, then we'll see what's what.
It's always good to have a friend who's an AC guy.
Yeah.
Henry, how's your girlfriend? Is she feeling better? Hey, country boy.
What's going on, country boy? How you doing, Jason? How you doing, buddy?
I see that your friend John Elliott wanted my Nova.
Yeah, John wants to know. There's a couple people back home that want it. There's a guy on Facebook, Sean Gillian. He said, if I decide to sell that thing, please ask him first. I know. I'm just
Does
saying.
anybody have? Does everyone? We have our taxes done. They're not mailed yet. They're waiting till the last minute to get mailed.
We're not giving them. We're not giving them their money early. We're gonna have to transfer money over to get that paid. It's sickening. The amount of money. It's for nothing. You just like you're throwing money in the toilet. It's for nothing.
Chris.
Yo, what's up, Chris? I wish to, babe. I tell you, it's getting out of hand.
That's good, Henry. I'm glad she's feeling better.
I was the one breathing all that dust and bleeding all the blood and sweat over there. I've got to give it to the government.
One says, excuse you. He believes he has the first refusal on the Wamo Nova.
Can I have a beverage, darling?
Yeah, there's water right there.
Please. I even asked nice. You guys see what I go through, huh? I can say it the nicest. Hey, Ken, I like you. I think you're great, and I really do like you. That's what she's been doing to me lately. She saw something on one of her articles, and where what was it, from some kind of study from some psychiatrist study that you should say nice things to your spouse.
No, the 11 phrases that mean you have a good marriage.
Yeah, the 11 phrases to have a good marriage. I hear you. I like you.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. And she's been doing that to me all week. Uh-oh, honey. This chair's starting to squeak again. Remember? I hit it with WD-40 last year. I'm going to have to bring in the WD-40. We're going to have to deal with a squeaky chair tonight, and I will get this thing oiled up next week.
You're right, Howie. The middle class always does lose.
We do. You're not allowed to get ahead. You're really not. I mean, we worked our tail off on that house, that extra property. We really did. And it was like, it's to better ourselves and set ourselves up for retirement. And the government takes so much. It's like, it's almost not worth it. It's just not. They're like, oh, you have so much, man. I started off dirt poor, man. Where I came from, my mother worked at Hill's department store. My dad took off, and we was on public assistance and everything else, free lunches at school that I refused to take out of pride, and there was no chance for college for somebody like me. I went right into the service because it was my only option. It was either that or stay home and be a bum. And I didn't want to be a bum.
Who asked one? Was it the truck guy? Uh-oh, getting close.
Oh, yeah, you're right there. You can get that set up.
Who just asked if one was going to be around? Was it the truck guy? I'm doing the number.
Oh, boy. The truck guy just asked, huh? See? You're the only game in town, dude. You have I'm glad you stuck to your guns. I mean, this guy, oh, well, you take no. But the beer's cold. That was a perfect answer, man. Perfect answer. Hey, get blood.
Brian's been in here for a while.
Can I have a bite of your cold pizza?
Do you want a piece?
No, I'm all right. I don't want to eat on it then.
Okay, yeah, no.
You got it? All right. As per usual, every week we're at the 30-minute mark. So we got the picture sticker, and we got the cartoon of the roll cage, Stars and Stripes roll cage. We need a number between 1 and 50. Kim's got the number pulled between 1 and 50 for the stickers. Go.
You need to look at the number.
I see it. Look, Kim, look. The very first number.
Oh, Joe Thanks won.
Joe Thanks wins the very first number. Here, show
Oh,
everybody,
yeah.
huh? Unbelievable.
That's the second.
That's Kim's old softball number. I think this number, Henry, how many times does this number come up? Number 27. Joe Thanks got the very first guess at 27. Joe, do we have your address? I don't think we have Joe Thanks' address yet, do we? So, Joe, what you need to do is you need to email me your address. You can send it to jedclampett32@yahoo.com or jedclampett32@gmail. They both link directly to my phone. Gmail seems to be cleaner, so I would use the Gmail. Chair's getting on my nerves.
Stop moving.
So just shoot us over your address, Joe. You'll be on our Christmas card list. What do you want me to tell you? And in fairness, you get a return address. You'll have mine in return. Cheers.
No way, really, Henry? Henry said it's the first time.
Really? I thought I heard that one before.
Yeah, Hubie, you came in with 27 too.
Okay, Henry said it's a first. I believe you, Henry. I don't know what else.
Oh my gosh, he's had that email forever, and it's because he's a hillbilly.
Yeah, it's been a few years. We've had it for a few years. Oh man, all the way back to the man, this chair's getting on my nerves, sweetheart.
The Yahoo days.
Well, not before that, the AOL days. Whenever you used to have dial-up, I've had that since when Yahoo was the big dog on the street. That's how long I've had that. Probably about 27 years.
What was last week's number? Henry wants to know. Do you remember?
Oh gosh,
Jesus won.
Jesus was the winner. Jesus, do you remember what the number was last week? I mean, you can go to about I'd say about the 29-minute mark through the 32-minute mark on last week's video, Henry. That's all I could, because I can't remember. I wish I could. That's why we're glad you're here to keep track of that stuff.
It was 30. Jesus remembered.
Jesus remembered. There you go.
30.
Number 30.
Oh my gosh, Big John. 45 grand for a Nomad.
Well, I mean, for a decent driver, honey, they go anywhere, 90, 85, 90,000, 45 for a good driver. I mean, that the 57 that Jay got, I mean, that's a $200,000 car.
Are you going to be the secretary one? Jesus is what's Jesus? I mean, not Jesus. What's Henry?
Henry's like the historian.
He's the historian. You can be the secretary if you want a whiteboard for notes and calendar. That can be your job.
We can use all the help we can get.
Kevin's glad you're getting the fan shroud. He's a firm believer.
Yeah, Phil too. Phil,
one number behind.
Phil kind of beat it in my head, and all this nonsense is my fault. He told me about this sender stuff and all that beforehand, and it's like I don't want to say I'm pig-headed, but I
could say that.
What do you mean? I'm pig-headed, but it's like sometimes I gotta learn a lesson the hard way, and I learned this one the hard way. So, and it's one of those things. I don't think the car's getting hot. I don't think it ran hot, but I want to be able to know what the temperature of my car is. And I don't feel comfortable. And now I'm going to feel comfortable. We paid up for our gauges. We didn't cheap out on the gauges. So, and they come with senders that are specific to that gauge. So.
You are very hard-headed.
Well, I really like those bevel glass gauges, Kim, and I wanted them to work in the worst way, but they don't. So it is what it is. But on the plus side, the Don Garlett's tack does work. So there's that. I had a chance to buy another one the other day, and Kim talked me off the ledge. She's like, "Bri, you already got one." All right, we won't get it because I was, I'll put it on. I'll put it on the C30. I don't care. Kim's got to pick the gauges for her car. I'm not going to pick the gauges for the.
It's not going to be that one.
I know that, darling. I know that.
BBK painted his black so it doesn't stick out too much. I gotta match the.
Thanks, too, babe. I love it too, man. Huh?
I gotta match the Mexican blanket. I need green.
Green. Well, honey, what you do is you like the gauges I got for the thing. They come with a bulb, and then with the bulb you get a green cover and a red cover for the bulb. So you either get a green backdrop or a red backdrop for your gauges. So
Sad news is now happy news. That car did awesome on its first drive. That's nice, Don.
Thanks, Don.
I wouldn't go with him on the first drive. I didn't feel like walking.
That's why I said I asked Phil. I was very honest. I said, Phil, you got your phone? Because I didn't have my phone. Phil's like, yep. All right, we'll take the long way down through Creek Road. And the steering's a little tight. But all the props to John Tinberg. I mean, that thing, it steers so nice. It does. It really, if I had a little wider tire on the front, I don't even think it'd be as, and if I want a bigger steering wheel eventually. I mean, that one's kind of small for having a straight axle manual steering. It really is, but it's cool. And if I decide, if I do get a large steering wheel, I want like a 60s Impala steering wheel, something like that.
Honey, take me for a spin.
Honey, take me for a spin. We will. It's like, I'm hoping, like I said, guys, the 22nd, if it don't rain and I get this gauge and heating situation on the car, I want to take it over to the car. Dude, there's, you guys saw around the taillights, there's not even any Bondo or paperwork or body work on there. That you can still see the spot welds where I put the two pieces together, the quarter panel to the transition piece down to the splash pan. I don't care. It looks cool. I'm gonna go for a ride, and that's that. And we're gonna do the body work as we enjoy the car. Nice. Now we're gonna enjoy the car while we're doing the body work on it. That's just the way it is. So, why not?
Robbie wants to know how did you dial in the front end?
The wording is wrong that I'm about to say, because there's cast and camber. One of them is welded. The angles, it's predetermined by John Tinberg and the Nicky's package. Is it caster? I think I can have that set, and I still do need to have it set. Me and my buddy Kevin from All Face, he came over and we put it together, and we just took some measurements and we straightened it out the best we could. But it does need to get put up and set correctly. But it's not pulling either way. We are very close.
BBK and Rusty Iron Projects are begging for a burnout.
That's not going to happen. And I'll tell you what, at mile 501, I'll melt the tires. And believe me, burn out. And believe me when I tell you, I don't know any of you guys that watched the video. When I made that turn, the first turn at that light where the tag center was, where that vet guy was looking at us, I just goosed it a tiny bit. And I'm telling you, the back end came out about 1.5 feet, did a little wiggle, and that ladder bar set. As soon as I got the tire straight, them ladder bars grabbed, and there was no spinning. There was instant traction, and that thing was ready. It was like saying, it said to me, "Let's go," and I'm like, "No, not yet. No, not yet."
Bonnie said, "Hurry up and get 500. Let's go." We're
gonna take our time. We're gonna get to 500, and it's like Kim calls me pop, or whatever. Pop. And my car is going to be fast. We all know it is. It's going to be in the. I could tell you right now. It's at least in the. It's 11. It's an 11-second car, And but I don't do that on the street. I just don't. I don't have any interest in hurting anybody. If I kill myself at the racetrack, that's on Brian. But I would never forgive myself if I was clowning around on public streets and hurt somebody. I don't race on the streets. If I'm in a parking lot and like we're at a car show and the kids are, I'd give them a little tire when I had my Camaro and stuff. That's okay. You can do that, but I'm not interested in
When you
hurting.
kill little kids.
I'm not. I'm not
Next to
interested.
your
Well, you're
car.
terrible. I'm not interested in hurting anybody. So I don't really clown around on the street too much. I'm not a goody two shoes. Don't get me wrong. I'll get crazy with everybody. I'll get crazy with everybody else, but really not on public.
Oh, thanks, Drew, babe. That's nice.
I have no interest in hurting anybody.
So what do you got to get at the store tomorrow?
Power steering pump, and we probably just go over there. And it's like one of those things. If you look online, none of them have the pulley on. Like you have to take the pulley off. So I got to go over there and ask them if I got to take the pulley off of that one. I think at the parts store it comes with a pulley. I'm of the belief it comes with a pulley, but it may not.
Oh, thanks, Mrs. K. Country Boy doesn't do burnouts around people anymore because he ended up in somebody's front yard.
Yeah, you know. Look what happened with that girl. Remember when she was pulling out of that restaurant that time, hon? You know what's that? The Chrysler 300s. They're a little hot. You know, they're hot little cars. And this girl, she was a waitress, and she borrowed her brother's Chrysler 300, and that thing was hopped up. And it happened right in front of Kim and I. She actually was peeling out to pull out of the restaurant in front of Kim and I. And like to beat us out or whatever, it doesn't matter. We just slowed down a little bit, but she came out and she had that car floored and turned it. That car turned, and as soon as it turned, the track it got instant traction. That car launched, and she just, instead of going straight down the road, she didn't know how to handle that power and didn't let off fast enough. That thing went straight up an embankment and flipped over right in front of us. It was
I don't think it flipped over and ended up in a ditch.
Honey, that thing flipped
I
over.
don't think so.
Honey, all the gas was spilling out of it.
It was in a ditch sideways.
So it was laying on the passenger side. Whether what Kim means is it flipped all the way over. It flipped. It was laying on the passenger side, and all the gas was spilling out of it. It was a pretty nasty wreck.
No, it didn't turn one. It kind of just went straight across the road.
No,
Straight across
she-
the
like I
road
said,
into a ditch.
She just the tires grabbed, and she couldn't handle that power. And when Kim says a ditch, it was like a big bank like this. It went like almost straight up. Yeah, it went straight up, and then she came right back down, and it landed on its side. You could see the bottom of the car and the tires. Kim's right; it didn't flip over, but it flipped up. She was beside herself. I ruined my brother's car. You sure did. What are you gonna tell her? Her mom showed up right away too. Remember that? And her mom was like, "It's okay."
I remember her dad showing up.
Was it her dad? Maybe her parents, and maybe her stepmom or something. They showed up right away, and they were like, "Oh God."
It's not flipped over. It's on its side.
It was on its side.
It's not flipped. It's optimistic. It's not frightening.
Yeah, the weird stuff has happened right in front of you and I. How about the guy that we talked about that last week with the motorcycle too? It looked like garbage coming across. Remember, we thought somebody lit one of those black garbage bags and threw it in front of our car, and we slammed on the brakes. It was a motorcycle, one of those little crotch rockets. The front tire come off. The guy crashed, and he was like sliding across the road directly in front of us. Crazy.
Watch his two babes buddy lost in a Mustang and wound up in an ice cream shop. He got free bracelets. Don says you better build a roll cage in the Nova.
I don't think so. She'll be all right. I'm just gonna make sure. I'm gonna make sure she has power steering, power brakes. After that, it's on her. That thing's got a wicked little cam in it. Everybody's like, "Oh, it barely runs." I'm telling you, it's got a wicked cam in it. I'm gonna get a nice new carburetor for it. I might
That's
actually,
right, Terry.
I might actually pay up and get Kim the EFI system for that because she, used to that kind of stuff. And it's like that thing's got a nice little cam in it. It really does.
You need the chicken stick.
The chicken stick.
That's what Terry said. You need the grab bar for you in the Nova.
Oh, no. She'll be all right.
Hey, Sonny.
She does good. Kim drives pretty good.
It does sound pretty mean, doesn't it, Don?
It is. It's got a nice little cam in it.
No, I didn't see that one, Kevin.
I actually thought about can I pull like the freeze plug out of the back and put a mirror back there? I could probably get the cam number off of it if I'm that curious.
BJ Big Job Ford said, "Give Kim a line lock."
You know what that is, right? What it is a little button, and you push it in, and it holds the front brakes on. And when you give it gas, you can light up the back tires. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a little button. Now she wants a line lock. Thanks a lot, pal. That's actually doable. That's not a big deal. We can do that. Yo, what's going on, Sonny?
I'm gonna have to look for that one, Kevin.
What's that, huh?
The guy in the Camaro doing a burnout on YouTube and lost control, and the driver door came open and he fell out.
Oh, yeah. He slid across the street. It was a white Camaro, an old piece of crap. He fell right out of the car, Kim, and the car kept going.
There you go. BBK says line lock for Kim, too.
We'll get her something.
Line lock saves brakes.
One thing I don't have.
Martin Wright from the UK.
Yo, Martin, what's going on?
How you doing? You feeling better, Martin?
I hope you're feeling better. My buddy Harry was not feeling well either.
Yeah, he says he's feeling a lot better. Harry said he's feeling better.
That's another thing that happened to us this week. I'm at work. I'm 20 feet in the air on Wednesday, and my best buddy's wife called. My best friend passed away on Wednesday. I'm in the middle of a job, and I'm on the top of a high reach. I started blubbering. I had to come down and go back to the shop. We had a rough week this week. And it started out really great with the 55, and it went downhill.
You were close, Puglisi. It was 27. I use line lock on my teeth when I yell at you. That was from one.
Yeah, it was pretty rough, Josh. Let's take a sip. My buddy Joe. And the last time I talked to him, he text messaged me, was it Monday or Tuesday? Because he always watched all the show with everybody. He just didn't comment. He just watched it on the TV, and he'd send me a text once in a while. And he watched the 55 go out for its first ride, and he sent me a text. Thanks, Big Job.
And Martin, if you ever come over in Philly area, I will be your Uber driver.
It is, Don. That's why I'm not waiting around to take the 55 out. It's like, you know what? I'll paint it and whatever as I go. I don't care.
Did you call Anne Marie?
No, I got to do that. Maybe tomorrow I'll give her a call.
Yep, one.
Honey,
exactly.
I didn't even get to sit down at work today. I really didn't.
Chaz had a few too many at the motorcycle club. At the motorcycle club party.
That's all right. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Did you have a good time?
No, it's not legal in PA yet, but we could probably go to Delaware. I think it got legal in Delaware over the weekend.
Oh man, one right down there on Route 291 when I'm coming home. There's a marijuana facility, and they have it used to be called the Healing Center. Now it's called something else, and they got the weed factory right beside it because medical marijuana is legal in Pennsylvania. And the scrubbers on the roof of that factory do not work. I mean, it's thick in the air. It's like, it's not a little bit. It's like you could smell it 2 miles away. I can't believe they get away with it.
If it was 2 miles away, you'd smell it at work.
Honey, I do smell it at work, in the parking lot at work. It's like whenever the outside ceiling's really low and it's real foggy, it's really bad.
They voted it down in Oklahoma again. I think it just became legal in Delaware because the governor, if he didn't veto it or whatever by Saturday, I think it became legal in Delaware. I haven't seen anything.
Who knows? You know, the you'd say the one benefit is the tax benefit from it, where they tax it and you can use it to pay for stuff. But let's face it, our politicians, both sides, and I don't want to get political, they're just stealing all the money. And they're all doing it. Whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, they're all doing it. It's like, so what's it going to help? It's like, I don't know.
It says Delaware votes to legalize recreational marijuana weed dispensaries. That was March 28th, so I think it's legal now.
Well, there you go. It's legal in Delaware, which is 5 minutes. So it's where we're at. We're like in a tri-state area between New Jersey, Delaware, and Pennsylvania. We're 5 minutes from each border, and that's not an exaggeration. So I'm sure Pennsylvania is going to do something. It's like they'll probably hurry up and legalize it too, because they know that people in Pennsylvania are just going to skip down to Delaware and buy it. So they want to get the revenue instead of Delaware getting the revenue. So they're going to legalize it. It's going to happen. I mean, I don't care. Anybody who wants to smoke grass or whatever, do whatever you want to do. I can't. It's too strong. It's not like when we were kids.
Hi, Chaz. Have a shot for me.
They got take it easy. Yeah, have a shot, brother. It's too strong. It's just they've mastered whatever you got to do to make this stuff super strong, and it's just too strong for somebody like me. I'm not. I'm goofy enough without it. I'm a goofball. I don't need it to be goofy.
Uh-oh.
Sounds like somebody's getting pretty mad. You want to handle things? I'll shoot up and let him make sure he has to go outside.
I'll do it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. Kim has to go up and check on our little dog. He's up there yelling. He'll last so long, and then he just gets real grumpy. I mean, he's an old man. He's got to be 14 or 15, and he just whenever he gets fired up. Mom and Dad ain't around for a while. He's up there howling. He's like, so gotta go make sure you gotta go bathroom or whatever. That's what I mean, Don. When my father passed away, I was in Texas, and I shouldn't say it on the thing, but somebody I was close to, they had some, and they smoked, and I was like, how can you function? And they're like, they couldn't without it, because like the real heavy smokers that smoked their whole lives and still smoke, it's not that strong to them. But for somebody like you or me, Don, our brains would melt. We can't do that kind of stuff, because it's too strong. But somebody who smokes it every day, they build up that tolerance or whatever. So that real strong stuff's not strong to them, but it would, like, for somebody like me, it would melt our brains. We took a hookah off of one of like Josh's or one's thing, our brains would melt. He might have thought that, it's crazy. That's funny. That's Itsy Country Boy too. It's like, hey, man, more power to you guys, man. It's like, it's just today's stuff. I can't hang. I'm a lightweight. 2 or 3 of these beers, I'm all right. I'm a coffee drinker. I'm addicted to coffee. That's my thing. That's funny one. You guys crack me up, man. Yeah, see what? Yeah, there you go. Back in the high school days, man, I thought I was a big shot. I smoked weed, but Navy cures you that. They're like, well, you can't have that in the Navy, so I didn't smoke that. But they introduced me to alcohol. Whatever. And then you get out of the Navy. Now you're allowed to have it. But then I had well, not allowed, but you guys know what I mean. You don't have to worry about that. But then I always, even when I got out of the service, I had to worry about tests, P test or whatever, because I weld. I was a certified welder, so you still can't. So it's like 30 years later, I don't weld no more. My eyes are, well, I weld for the shop and stuff, but my eyes are shot. I can't weld like I used to, but still, it's like now they made this stuff like super weed. It's like, no, thank you. I'll just have a beer and watch you guys. All right, Mark, take it easy, buddy. Have a good week, man. Be safe. Do something fun. You know what I mean? Life's too short, man. Do something fun. Telling you guys, all you guys, don't take anything for granted. Do one thing, even if it's only one thing this weekend. Do something that's fun. Look at Harry. He's been an old hippie for literally 50 years. If that's the case, you probably got a tolerance for that. I just can't. I try. I can't keep up with you guys. That's right. That's right, Robbie. It's the truth too, man. Like, see, Jason, he's probably got an immunity. A couple of my buddies, they have the immunity to it. That's right. That's right. It's the truth, man. That's what I said. Too many people that I was close to or worked with, and everybody's starting to pass away. It's like, I'm not waiting anymore. I'm having some fun. That's why I'm not waiting to take my car out. Who cares? I don't care what anybody else thinks of me. I don't care what they think of my car. Either look at it or don't. I'm going for a ride. It's street legal. It's insured. I'm going to have some fun. Oh, that's another thing too. I had to buy a registration twice because I really wanted to go for a ride. So they're like, okay, you got to register the car. But I got that license plate from 1955 for the car. I actually, and I had to surrender my title to the 55 because they're going to send me an antique paperwork and an antique title, and I'm able to use the 55 tag on it. The 1955, a real 1955 license plate on it. It's antique. I had an antique. So within like 6 weeks, the car will have an antique tag. Because let's be honest, Don, let's be realistic. Am I going to put more than 500-600 miles a year on that car? No. So it's insured for that purpose, and the antique makes it so I don't have to worry about inspections and all that stuff. My best friends are mechanics. They're the ones that help me put the brakes on it. I'm not.
Hi, Sonny.
I'm not. Take it easy, Sonny. I'm not going to slack off on the car or its maintenance or anything like that. It's just realistically, it's an antique. So that's what we labeled it as. I could go classic, hot rod, all these other things, antique. And the insurance company said if I ever wanted to like do a power tour or something, I could just call them up, and I'll have to pay a couple extra bucks to get insured to go. So it's not a big deal. But let's be honest, it's a big block Chevy. I'm probably not going to do a power tour in that. Just not. The gas would kill me. The gas mileage, the price of the gas.
You need to do something in that chair.
Yeah, I told you it just started. I'm gonna have to bring in this. I sprayed it down last year with the
Hi,
leaf,
Howie.
and it just started doing it. So I guess it needs to get done again.
Terry wants to know premium gas additives, race fuel, etc.
being 100% honest, the first like 3 gallons
Bye,
I put
Mrs.
in
K.
was low octane, and that's no good because I got 951 compression. So I went back up to the gas station.
Bye,
and
Harry. I'm
I
glad
got-
you're feeling better.
I got
Bye,
five-
BBK.
Bye, guys. I got 5 gallons of the high premium. I got the 93, and that's all I'm going to put in from now on. Is the 93.
That's
'Cause
nice to see.
You see, it kept running even after I was done, and I'm pretty sure that's one of the reasons
Bye,
why.
Kevin.
So
Tell Kim we said hi.
take it easy, buddy. We'll get it worked out. Hey, man, we're already over an hour. We're done. That's all we got. And I just looked up, and it's like that's why everybody's leaving. We're at 1 hour and 30 seconds. I want everybody to have a safe week. Do something fun this week and tell me about it next Friday.
Bye,
I'm
Lonnie.
not kidding, guys. I don't care if you just
Bye, Joe.
take your hot rod out for a ride. Do something fun. All right, guys. So until next week, have a good week. Have some
Bye,
fun.
Tony G.
And we'll talk about it next Friday.
Bye, Terry. Bye, One.
Take care, everybody.
Bye, Rick. Bye, Frank.